Yo, what's good, YouTube? In this Market Watch episode, we're going to be talking about the new Season 2 Signature Series 2 packs, along with some other things that are going to be impacting the market and some stuff that we talked about in the past that has. If you're looking for safe and reliable grinding services, hit up Cliff2_3 on Twitter. Alright, man, so as you guys know, Season 2 has started and we got some new Signature Series 2 packs highlighting Stephen Curry. Now, this card is pretty good, but when you see his price in the auction house, you might second guess why you have him on your team. We also got Jaylen Brown, LaMarcus Aldridge, Bruce Bowen, Juwan Howard, Desmond Mason, and Jose Calderon. Now, those were the headlining packs, but we also did get the 75 league packs with the 22 NBA Series 1. So like we said before, those base league packs have been taken out of the market, and you can no longer get those cards unless you're going to get some kind of promo or locker code. Those cards will be gone. So if you still have some of those, I do think holding on to those is a good idea if you have not already locked them in for tokens. So heading over to the market, we're just going to go right over the pink diamond. And this Stephen Curry, the base version, is going for almost 400K. And then by just adding Hall of Fame Chef on him with the signature version, he is going for over 500. Last night, he was around 750K MT, and he's probably going to still be in that range. Now, Stephen Curry is obviously a great player. He's one of my favorites in the NBA. 97 three-point shot, great badges, great ball handling, but he is lacking certain things like quick first step. He cannot get quick chain on his dribble moves, and he's pretty limited on defense overall. But for a sharpshooter, he is most likely the best in the game. Now, is he 700K good? No. In my opinion, he is not. So you should definitely be unloading him. And my reason for that is because we're most likely going to be getting moments. Stephen Curry's coming out. He's been having monster games, and that's going to drive this price down. Unless they make his moments card literally terrible, which I don't think they will. I think this card's price is probably going to drop eventually. Paying 700K is just crazy for any card unless they're like 7'7" and can do everything on the court, because they're pretty much going to eventually be outdated. But it's up to you if you want to spend your MT like that. But let's look at some of the other cards that went down in price but now have come up lately. Looking like the Chris Webber, Zion, and Anthony Davis. Now, Zion's getting a little bit higher. We'll talk about a little bit later. But Anthony Davis was going for about 120, 130K just a couple of days ago, and so was Chris Webber, going around 130. They are slowly creeping back up in price. So when you think about the end of season, just understand that when qualifiers come, people are going to be buying cards. When qualifiers are over, they're going to be selling cards, and the price is going to take a dramatic dip. When the season starts, the prices are going to dip, and then as things start to calm down, they're going to go back up for the top cards. Anthony Davis is still one of the top cards. So if you got him in the last week for less than 150K, then you did a good thing, and you can sell him back now for way more than what you bought him. Now let's go over and look at that Dikembe Mutombo like we always do. And he was a buy now just a little bit ago, like a couple of days ago. And now Mutombo is actually going back up in price. So you cannot get him for a buy now last time I checked, and there's not many in the market. So I do think he's going to creep a little bit over 100K, but not too much, especially if we're going to get a pretty good center in the next Tuesday or Friday. But we're still looking to get a better center in order for his price to actually fall and stay where it was. So I knew his price was going to go back up to above a buy now, but it's still around 100K. The Isaiah Thomas is around the same thing. He's still a buy now at the time because we do have better point guards. We get Gary Payton from Unlimited. We got point guards in the exchange. We got point guards in the token reward market. So Isaiah Thomas' price has gone down because of that, and he's probably going to remain a buy now just due to that reason. Now, remember, I told you guys that I invested in this Zion Williams for 100K. I still don't know if it's going to pay off or not, but looking in the auction house, the supply is going down a ton. There were a lot of them in the auction house the other day. Now we do see some buy nows that just popped up with some diamond shoes on them, so they can be grabbed up. But I do think as the supply goes down, his price is going to creep up around 150. So I'm just going to hold on to this Zion. I'm not in a really good rush to sell him, and we're just going to see what happens with that card. I will keep updating you on that if the investment did pay off. I think that's a pretty cool little project to do. See if it's going to pay off or not. If it doesn't, I lose some MT. That's okay. That's done for the channel. It is what it is. All right, now looking at the new base set, the NBA 22 Series 1 set. As we can see, we got all new cards in here. So if you collect all of these cards for each team, you're going to be able to lock them in for tokens. Now, some of these cards are going way higher than others, especially cards like the Giannis Antetokounmpo. The diamond, you're going to be trying to get him for about 250K, possibly less than that. There's a lot of them in the auction house right now, but not many buyouts. As you can see, this one's 67 right now. So if you're able to pull some of these cards, you can get some good MT for them. And I do not think their price is going to stay this high for long, because they are base cards and they don't have the great stats like they should. So when a real Giannis comes out, like a premium or a promo Giannis, this price is definitely going to tank. So I definitely recommend selling these guys if you already have them or if you haven't locked them in for tokens. But speaking of tokens, I do not think there's such a reason to lock in very many things for tokens yet, just because the players that we have, I did lock in the Chris Mullin, but I don't have any need for the other guys that are in here right now. So I'm kind of just going to save up my tokens as they come. And I want to know how much this Galaxy Opal is going to cost. Just because if it's a really good card, I'm going to want to have enough tokens for the card. Sometimes it's 750 and you have to probably have 3 pink diamonds for it. So we'll see what that is the requirement. But I'm waiting for that Galaxy Opal, and then we'll know if the token saving is going to be worth it and if people are going to be locking in for those sets. All right, now something I haven't touched on very much in the last couple of videos is the Amethyst tier. And cards like Kawhi Leonard, Porzingis, Donovan Mitchell, and even Danilo Gallinari, Josh Smith, their price has gone down significantly from last season, even like Bruce Bowen. And these cards are very good. Just looking at the Bruce Bowen, if you wanted to add him to your team, you're going to get an 89 3-point shot, pretty good ball handling and passing, but he's a great defender and he can do everything on the court that you need him to do besides like dribble the ball and create. So he's going to be a 3-and-D kind of player. And he comes with Hall of Fame corner specialist. Now, if you get the signature one, he's going to come with Hall of Fame clamps as well. And these cards do not cost a lot of MT. So if you're more of a no money spent kind of player, somebody trying to really penny pinch, you can get some great players for cheap. As you can see, this Bruce Bowen right here, the signed version does have Hall of Fame clamps. So now looking at other players like the Jawan Howard, even cards like Julius Randle, you can add these guys to your team if you're trying to have a little bit more of a competitive team and not spend very much MT. Dennis Rodman, Fred VanVleet. You can spend about 100K total and build a team of Amies that can actually compete very well. Scottie Pippen. Now, obviously, they're not going to be good as like cards like Carmelo Anthony and stuff, but they are going to be able to compete. So if you're looking to spend some MT and don't want to spend too much, I definitely recommend looking into the Ami tier, especially if you have some badges on hand to help badge these players up. Donovan Mitchell was my starting shooting guard for a long time, and he can still play. I just rather have Jaylen Brown. Donovan Mitchell is a great player. If you wanted to add him to your team, only spending 18K MT instead of spending 100 on Jaylen Brown, that is a good move. Even looking at the Rubies here, we got cards like Landry Fields, Terrence Ross, and others that can also help your team. This Jose Calderon that just came out is actually really good as well. I wouldn't get cards like the Devin Booker, possibly the Yao Ming if you're a paint masher, but that's not really my style of play because he's too slow. But definitely look at the lower tier cards and see who's going to fit your play style, especially when limited comes around, because when limited comes around, you're going to have to use some of these cards. So if you already have some on hand that you paid for cheap, it's going to just help you out more in the long run. And one more card that I definitely wanted to recommend was the Sapphire Jalen Suggs. Sapphire Jalen Suggs, he's going for less than 2,000 MT, less than 1,500 MT, and you get a great 6'4" point guard, 84 3-point shot, 80 drive and dunk, 86 ball handle, 82 steal, 83 perimeter defense, great speed, and he comes with 11 gold badges that you can upgrade. He can upgrade tons of badges. Although he doesn't have many badge slots, you can still upgrade some that you would like on him. So if you wanted to add a nice guard to your team, I definitely recommend this Jalen Suggs. He also has Pick Dodger, Quick First Step already loaded onto his card. So definitely someone to look into if you're looking for a point guard and don't want to spend that much MT and may not have enough tokens. Now, lastly, let's just get into some of the token rewards that came out that could help your team out. If you're in the diamond tier, definitely this Bingo Smith is really good to be able to add to your team. 6'5", can play the point guard position. No, he can actually only play shooting guard and small forward, my bad. But he's still good. He has an 87 3-point shot, 80 drive and dunk, 80 ball handle, 85 perimeter defense. So good all around, and all you have to do is spend is tokens for this card. Great Hall of Fame badges as well. Then if you get into the Amethyst tier, we got the Montrezl Harrell, who is not one of my favorites that came out, but he is pretty good. He can't shoot the ball very well, but he is great inside and great defensively. I would still rather run Mitchell Robinson over somebody like Montrezl, but that's just me. Now, when we get into Pink Diamond, like I said, we got the Chris Mullin that came out. He's already on my team. pretty decent. I wouldn't spend 150 tokens on them if you already have like Dale Ellis or Mitch Richmond. Just keep those guys and wait for another one, but that's just my opinion. And obviously we have the token market, which I think is just a scam, so don't use your tokens on them. All right, man, that's been the Market Watch video. For now, we're looking for some more updates coming in the future. I'm going to continue to check card prices, see what's happening in the market, see what's happening in the mode, and I'll keep you guys updated. If you want to see anything specific, make sure you leave it in the comments. Until next time, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.